weeks ago, we went into that international break off the back of a 1-0 defeat away to Everton at Goodison Park. And the big debate, the big talking point of West Ham fans was Moyes in or Moyes out. Do you want to see David Moyes sacked by West Ham United during the international break? That was the big talking point. It was all over social media. Mainstream football websites were getting involved who don't even support West Ham, asking the question, what's going wrong with West Ham? What's going on with David Moyes? Should he be dismissed? Various West Ham YouTube channels, very much including this one, did videos about that talking point. The comment section was filled with debate around it. And even videos we did during the international break that had nothing to do with David Moyes, the comment section was still all about David Moyes. Moyes in versus Moyes out. Now that topic, that debate, was entirely justified. Like I said, we went into that international break off the defeat of a 1-0 loss to Everton. The football was terrible. The results were just as bad. We were in the bottom three. 3 goals from 7 Premier League games. Things were looking a little bit glum as a West Ham United fan, so the debate was justified. I could understand why people wanted him gone. I could understand why people didn't want to see him gone. One of the reasons I was reluctant, one of the reasons I didn't want David Moyes sacked, there was 2 big ones. One, I felt he deserved more time. He deserved more time. He deserved the chance to turn it round. And the second one, which is the video topic today. Now, believe it or not, this isn't a Moyes in, Moyes out video. This is just an intro, if you like. But part of the big reason I did not want to see Moyes sacked, and for what it's worth, you don't have to be Moyes in or Moyes out. I think it's just a way of summarising people's feelings, I guess. I'm not even sure what Moyes in actually means. What does that actually mean? You want to give him a new deal? What is it? I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm all right with him as manager. I would like to see him remain as manager of West Ham beyond that international break. Now, obviously, since then, we've come back. We've played 3-1-3, Scamacca scoring goals. Everything's looking rosy again, isn't it? But one of the big reasons I didn't want Moyes to go was because of his attitude towards cup competitions. And that is what this video is all about. Because about a month ago, in a different video, I said this. But at the start, it's all about why I want to win this competition, or why I think it's important that we do win it. Not take it seriously, win it. I stand by that, by the way. When I did that video, a lot of people agreed, a lot of people disagreed. This isn't really a review of the comment section. But those that disagreed suggested I was almost implying it would be easy to win this competition. That's far from the case. I realise a lot of things have to go your way. But I do believe we are one of the best clubs in this competition, and our aim should absolutely be to win the competition as well. Nothing I've seen has changed my mind. Despite our poor start in the league, it has not changed my opinion that we should be winning this competition. I am adamant, and you won't change my mind on this, that we want European football next season, which I do. I've enjoyed this campaign, even Europa League, Europa Conference League. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've probably got a little bit used to it, which is dangerous, but I really enjoy playing European football on a Thursday night. We've now got the squad capable of playing Thursday, Sunday too. And our best route into European football, to retaining that, is through this competition. Because at the time of recording, and it will be for a long time, that only the top 5 qualify for European football for next season. Now, I don't want to rely on the outcomes of the domestic cups as to whether or not 6th and 7th get it. I don't want to see us finish 7th and be praying that Man City win the FA Cup so we can get in to European football again. This competition means we don't have to do that. And even if Man City or Arsenal or Chelsea went on to finish in top 5 and win one of the domestic cups, the 6th and 7th, then get the additional spaces again, just like last season, there's no guarantee we're going to finish in top 7 in the Premier League. We know the 3 teams that are looking strong at the minute. You've got, Man City and Arsenal are flying. Chelsea are looking good under Potter. Yes, Liverpool, Man United and Spurs are looking a little bit shaky, but you'd expect them to improve between now and then the season. You've got Newcastle, who were expected to be up there. They're looking quite good. Brighton are still looking good despite the departure of Potter. It's going to be difficult to finish in that top 7 regardless of the outcomes of the Cup. I am adamant, and you will not change my mind on this, the Conference League is the best way for West Ham to qualify for European football next season. And that's forgetting about the silverware too. Now we'll get on to the David Moyes aspect of it. Taking a look around the Conference League quickly, there's only 2 teams that have won all 3 games apart from ourselves, and that's Villarreal, who are heavyweights when it comes to European football. We knew they'd take this competition seriously. They are, like ourselves, favourites with the bookmakers to win this competition. And then we've also got Alkmaar, who are top of the league in Dutch football at the minute, so they're doing really well. Now, there's an element of football snobbery here. I don't know enough about them to say whether or not I would fancy them to beat us, but certainly in a one-off game, there's nobody in this competition, or the Europa League, by the way, because I'm aware the third place team will drop down, but they finished third in the group of the Europa League for a reason. They finished third. I don't fear that. But anyway, regardless of who it is, I would still fancy our chances in a one-off game against any team that drops down from that competition, or a 2-game for the knockout stages. Now let's get on to David Moyes, but before we do that, actually, this video is sponsored by the One Football app, the best app to keep up to date with all your latest news around your football club, whether it's West Ham, a other club, or perhaps just competitions that you're interested in, including the Premier League and all that European football that's going on. Big Champions League games tonight, Rangers taking on Liverpool at Ibrox. That'll be a cracker. I'm looking forward to watching that. However, you can download the app by clicking the link in the description of this video. When you download it for the very first time, let's say, excuse me, without saying excuse me, who is your favourite teams? You tell the app your favourite teams. Ask you any competition you want to follow. You set it up. You personalise the app to what you want to see. If you've not given it a go, please do give it a go today. The link is in the description. It's free to download. From starting to download it to having a look around the app, it'll take you approximately 90 seconds. But it is a fantastic football app. I use it every single day. Gonzo uses it every single day. We don't just say that. And obviously, we're very grateful for One Football sponsorship of said channel. Helps us do this as our job. Without One Football, you wouldn't get one video a day on this channel. I better not say that. Actually, might encourage you to not download it. Yeah, thank God that lad will finally shut up. You're sort of banging on about stuff like why we should win the Europa League and why he's Moyes in. Anyway, let's talk about David Moyes, shall we? I know one of the immediate reactions when you see the title of this video and the thumbnail Charlie's done will be, Moyes has never won anything. And that is a valid argument. I have very little comeback to that. I have a very weak comeback, but I will accept the defeat in the debate on this one. Moyes has won nothing in his career as manager. Well, he's won the League 2 title with Preston, but that's not going to go very far in my argument for the video, is it? Well, he's capable of winning League 2. Got to the FA Cup final with Everton, of course. Got beat by Chelsea. Put out Man United and Liverpool en route to Wembley, but fell short at the last hurdle, despite Saha scoring in the first minute of that game. So Moyes is yet to win a trophy. My weak argument was Moyes is yet to win a trophy. If he wants to bow out the game, surely he's going to want to do it with at least one piece of silverware. So I'm expecting a hungry David Moyes for this competition. And he's spoken about his desire to win silverware as well. And I believe him. This is why I'm more Moyes in and Moyes out. This is the biggest reason I wanted to see Moyes remain at West Ham. Deserving more time is one thing. That is why I think he should remain at West Ham rather than why I think he should remain at West Ham. No, why I want him to stay at West Ham. There you go. Two different things. What he deserves and what I want are two different things. It's a bit like his first tenure at West Ham, when it came to an end after he replaced Slaven Bilic, and his contract was only until the end of that season. And the question was going around, do you think David Moyes deserves to stay at West Ham? My answer was yes. Did I want to see David Moyes remain? I went, no, I didn't. I didn't enjoy the football. I wasn't convinced that he was what we needed. I wanted to see a new start completely. But did he deserve to stay on? Yes, he did, because he came in with a job to do, which was to keep us up, and he kept us up comfortably. I think we finished 13th in the end. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure someone will. I think we finished 13th. We survived relegation comfortably, but I didn't want him to stay. And a large part of the reason, ironically, is his attitude towards the cup competitions. I still remember that League Cup when he first came in. He'd been here for a couple of months at this point. We played Arsenal away in the League Cup. And I remember this clearly. And the team we put out wasn't the best team. It was rotated enough. Creswell was playing right back. I remember that. And we got beat 1-0. But Arsenal put out their second string team and they were there. They were there for the beating. But our attitude in that game was awful. I remember just watching it thinking, there's no desire from the manager of the team to win this game. We wanted to bin off the League Cup immediately. Now, again, I understand why he's done it. I'm not saying I don't understand why he decided to focus on penalty. I got it. But the following game, we played Newcastle. I'm sure it was Newcastle at home. I remember going to that game and getting beat and being furious after it, because we basically gave up the League Cup to focus on the league game and got beat in the league game, which, you know, you can only justify that by following up with a victory. We failed to do it. And I remember being angry that day because, like I said, Because every season, I want to see us go after a trophy. I want it. So when I see a manager, and there's been many before Moyes, and there'll be many after David Moyes, that just don't want it. They want to focus on the league. So that's why, part of the reason I wanted Moyes gone. But funnily enough, part of the reason I want Moyes to stay now is because of his attitude to the cup. It's completely different from the first time round. Because the circumstances have changed. He's no longer fighting relegation at West Ham. He's now trying to keep West Ham in the top half of the Premier League, challenge for European football. He's got us into 2 European competitions now. And we saw last season how serious he took the Europa League and also the League Cup and the FA Cup. He gave them a bloody good go. The teams he fielded were strong enough. It was down to tactics on the day, personnel not turning up on the pitch. But in regards to Moyes' attitude towards the League Cup and FA Cup last season, I've got no complaints. None at all. Europa League, I still don't think he got a fair crack at it. Moyes, this is. Moyes didn't get a fair crack at that semi-final. The first one, we were a goal down within minutes. Any game plan he had, any blueprint, tactics, whatever, was gone. After 2 minutes, we were 1-0 down. Obviously, the second leg, Creswell getting sent off. Again, anything that Moyes had planned, any tactics of that was out the window. He never got a fair crack at that as a manager. And this is where I am confident Moyes will take the Conference League seriously. I also think he'll take the League Cup as well. We only played 1 game before the World Cup against Blackburn Rovers. Then we've got the FA Cup next year as well. I'd imagine he'll take them relatively serious. But I want to see him go all out for the Conference League. This is the competition I want to win. And I'm confident Moyes will. And that's why I wanted him to stay as West Ham manager. Am I Moyes' biggest fan? No, I will never be Moyes' biggest fan. There's people that wanted Moyes to stay a lot after the first one. They are bigger Moyes fans than I am. I will never reach that level. It's not because I don't want to, it's just because they rate Moyes that high. It happens. It's the same with players. People rate players higher than everybody else. It's fine. I know I rate Creswell a lot higher than a lot of fans. That is okay. It's my opinion. So anyway, but one thing I do have is utter confidence in Moyes going all out to win this Conference League. In years gone by, we do the video at the start of the season. What do you want to see this season? What's your aims? To win a trophy. Well, I've finally got a manager that wants to win a trophy here. I feel that. I believe that I've got a manager at this club. He never used to be. He never used to be that manager. He had to get us into a stable position in the Premier League. But he's done it now. His attitude towards these competitions has changed, in my opinion. And that's why I've warmed to him quite a lot. But we also get these hypothetical questions. Would you take 15th if it meant winning a cup? Hell, I'd debate relegation if it meant winning a cup sometimes. I'm not starved. It's one of my things I want to see in my life. West Ham win a trophy. We've now got a manager that wants to win a trophy, will do anything to win a trophy. I don't want him gone because, like I said, the hypothetical question, as long as you stay up, 15th, 16th, whatever, would you finish there and win a cup? Hell yes. Well, actually, I never felt we'd get relegated under David Moyes. During that international break, would we get relegated? No, we wouldn't. Now, I know the whole too good to go down has been proven. It's not a thing, it's a myth because we've done it ourselves. West Ham have done it themselves. We've gone down. Too good to go down, we've gone down. But I think 90% of the time it's applicable. 90% of the time you look at squads and you think they're too good to go down. Usually they survive. Usually, 90% of the time. And we are that team this season. We are one of those teams that were at the bottom of the table. You look at it and think, oh, we're too good to go down. We won't go down. We will not get relegated this season. I'm very confident of it. Therefore, there's a chance that we might finish 14th in the league and win a trophy. I'd love that. I would take that any day. I want to see silverware at West Ham. We've got a manager that wants to see silverware at West Ham. And we've got a squad capable of bringing silverware to West Ham. And the Conference League, arguably, could be easier than the League Cup and the FA Cup for us because we won't come up against a Man City. We won't come up against an Arsenal at the minute. Well, we might if they finish third in the group, which they won't. If they finish third in the Europa League group and come down, then we might face an Arsenal. But we won't face one of the European football's top 20 clubs on route to the final or in the final. We won't do it. They're not in the competition. They're too good for the competition. They're in the Champions League. We've got, like I said, Villarreal at this point is the best team we can come up against. We're having an average campaign domestically thus far, as are we. But in a one-off game, you've got to fancy your chances against them. And I would. And do you know what? I'd fancy Moyes' chance as well. Last season, the second half of last season, we were far more suited to European football than Premier League football. Premier League teams had sussed us out a bit. The pace of the Premier League is a lot different, and we struggled in the Premier League. The results speak for themselves. But in European football, we were fine. We were fine against Sevilla. We were fine against Lyon. Yes, we got beat by Frankfurt, but like I said, I don't think it was a fair battle. It was deserved. Frankfurt deserved to go to the final. Cresswell deserved the red card. But I wouldn't be surprised as this little bit of Moyes came away from that campaign thinking, I never got a fair crack at that semi-final. Well, this season, hopefully he does. Because if he does, I think we'll win it. My money is literally on us to win this competition. I'm optimistic. And a large part of that is because of David Moyes. And a large part of me not wanting rid of David Moyes in the international break or today is because I think he takes the cup competition seriously, or because he'll take the Europa Conference League seriously. And that goes a long, long way in my book. Ironically, the reason I didn't want Moyes to stay the first time is because he dismissed the cups. And the biggest reason I want him to stay now is because he's going to try and win one. And hopefully, and I've still got a feeling, we'll win this competition. Anyway, I'll see you in June, I guess, hopefully celebrating it. But there you go. Sorry for rambling. It's a really long video. It's not actually that long, actually. I feel like I've been rambling for ages. Anyway, yes, there you go. If you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like on it. Tomorrow's match day. We'll play Under. We'll probably lose, and this video is going to look a bit stupid, isn't it? But we'll wait and see. Time will tell. It's got a good feel. Got a good one. Catch you in a bit.